Welcome to the Poco M3 tips and tricks and some hidden features. The Poco M3 came out a few days back and there is a number of tips and tricks for this phone already out there, but I think many of you will be unable to find the tips and tricks version of this phone in English. So I decided to do this video myself and here it is now. Now many of you who have been using the Poco phones or the Xiaomi phones for a while will find some of these tips and tricks familiar. But those of you who are new to the Xiaomi brand or who are using the Poco phone for the very first time, they are going to find this video really useful. So make sure that you guys have hit the subscribe button and press the like button if you find this video useful at some point. With that said, let's go ahead and start off the tips and tricks with the camera application of this phone. First of all, in the camera application of the Poco M3, you will see the photo mode. First of all, the HDR is turned off by default as suggest setting it to the HDR auto, and the AI should be turned on your phone because the AI boosts the colors in the photos on your Poco M3. Now the photo mode takes the images in the 12 megapixels mode. So how do you capture the high-res 48 megapixels images? Well, for that you will go to the more options and from here you will turn on the 48 megapixels mode on your Poco M3. Now in the photo mode you also have the macro photography option. You will just click on the options button here and turn on the macro mode. In the same options you also have the frame settings 9:16 or full for the Instagram stories. The timer is there, the movie frame and some other options are there as well. Now in the more options you can also find the night mode, which works for the rear camera only. The short video panorama, a built-in document scanner is there in this phone. The slow motion, which again works for the rear camera only. It captures 720p slow motions at I guess 120 frames per second only. And you have the time lapse and the edit option to edit the camera tray and these buttons. If we take a look at the portrait mode of this phone, in the portrait mode you can change the background blur intensity by swiping your finger on the scale towards left or right. Similarly, here you have the beauty mode as well. You also have the filters for the portrait mode for both the front and the rear cameras. In the video mode of this phone, you have the 1080p at 30 frames per second as the highest resolution, and this comes without any kind of stabilization. In the pro mode of this phone's camera, you have the raw capture option as well, which is really good for a phone that is this much cheap. And you also have the pro video mode in this phone as well. If we take a look at the settings of the camera application, you can find some really useful features and options in the settings. For example, you can set a custom watermark, you can notify about the orientation, picture quality can be selected from here, and some button shortcuts including the press and hold shutter button, which is set to the video mode by default. For example, if I press and hold this button, it starts capturing a short video. Similarly, if I press and hold the volume up and the power button, it also starts capturing a short video. You can change it to burst shot using the settings of this phone. Next up, how do you take a screenshot on this phone? Well, there are two ways. First of all, you can press and hold the volume down and the power button and it will capture a screenshot. If a page is scrollable, the scroll option will pop and you will be able to take a scrolling screenshots. Otherwise, you can swipe 3 fingers on the screen like this and it will capture a screenshot. The screenshot also reminds me of the screen recorder. Just pull down the notifications panel on your phone, go to the second screen and here you have the screen recorder. Pressing this will straight away start recording the screen. If you want to access the settings of the screen recorder, long press this screen recorder button and go to its settings. Here you can change the resolution, video quality, orientation, sound source, frame rate, and all the other settings are here. Let's take a look at the home screen settings now. Long press anywhere on an empty area on the home screen of your phone and go to the settings. First of all, you have the transition effects for the animations between the pages on the home screen and the application drawer. You can change it from here. You can set a default screen, you can fill the empty cells. You can lock the home screen layout to prevent the icons from moving here and there, and in the more options you can change the default launcher. You can select the backgrounds which are the wallpapers. The icon pack can be selected, it is from the system, and you can customize the layout to 5:6 or some other orientation. This will let you change icon size as well. If you want to set the extra small or small, you can do so from here. You can see that the icon size is really small, and I like the small icons. They make the phone's screen look more spacious. Similarly, you can also change the application drawer. The application drawer is turned on by default, but you can change it if you want. Inside the home screen settings, you can find the show memory status to show the status of your phone's RAM in the recent applications panel. You can change the notification badges to circle or number. You can double tap the screen to wake up or sleep. Let's now take a look at some of the options available in the notifications panel of the phone. You can take a screenshot quickly from this option as well. The scanner is the same that we saw in the camera application. And we have the dark mode. If you don't like the light theme of this phone, you can turn on the dark mode. It's not going to save the battery on your phone because it's a TFT LCD display. The battery saver and the ultra battery saver are going to be useful when the battery is really low and you want the phone to last longer. Cast will let you cast the screen of your phone on another screen. The floating window will let you launch any window in the floating mode by just pressing this button. I have launched the Chrome, and if I click on the floating window, it launches a Chrome in the floating window like that. You just saw that. Let's now get into the settings of the Poco M3. In the settings of this phone, first of all, we will take a look at the lock screen settings. In the lock screen settings, you can change the sleep time of this phone. You can set the phone to automatically wake up when you raise it, double tap to wake it or turn it off, and the wake lock screen for the notifications. Similarly, you can also launch the camera while the phone's screen is off. You can just press the volume down button twice and it will launch the camera application on your Poco M3 just like I launched it now. Here you also have the password and security, and in the password and security I suggest turning on the face unlock so that if your hands are busy you can unlock the phone using your Face ID unlock too. Here you also have the privacy. In the privacy settings, I suggest turning off the show passwords option because it will prevent the passwords from being shown when you are typing the passwords on your phone, and this is going to add to your privacy and security. Next up, we have the display settings of this phone. In the display settings, you can change the color scheme to whatever you like, and then you can change the text size to small or extremely large. And in the same settings, we have the full screen mode. The full screen mode will basically let you enforce a full screen mode for the applications that are hiding the notch, or the applications that you don't want to use in the full screen mode. You can turn it off for such applications too. Here we also have the control center and the notification shade. Now first of all, you can see that you can hide the notch or you can change the notch behavior for individual applications. And then we have the show icons for the incoming notifications. You can show the connection speed in the notifications area of your phone. You can also show the carrier when the device is logged. If you want to use the brand new control center that Xiaomi just introduced in the MIUI 12, because Poco is also using the MIUI 12, so you can turn it on from here. You can now see that the control center has changed to a new and modern look. Then you can also edit the carrier name. You can set the custom names for both the carriers for both the SIM cards on your phone. The battery indicator can be changed. You can make the percentage appear next to the battery indicator, inside the indicator, or no battery percentage at all. At the bottom we have another full screen display. Now this full screen display is for the full screen gestures or to change the look of the navigation buttons on your phone. If I turn on the full screen gestures, you can see that the buttons are now gone. We have a full screen to enjoy on this phone. But I like the buttons, which is why I keep using the buttons. If I mirror the buttons, turn off the mirror, you can see that the back key is gone here, and if I mirror them, the back key has come back to its place. Next up, we have the sound and vibration. In the sound effects, we have some options for the headphone remote buttons, and we have the equalizer, the volume adjustment, and some other options which will work when your headphone is connected to the phone. In the additional settings, you can change the sound for certain actions on your phone, the dial pad, tap sounds, screenshot sound, and the delete sound. Other settings are self-explanatory. Next up, we have the notifications. From here, you can change the look of the notifications appearing in the notification bar of your phone and the notification behavior for individual applications as well. In the battery and performance of your phone, schedule the power on or off at some odd hours. This will let the phone refresh itself every once in a while, and this is going to be really good for the health of your phone and for the health of your phone's battery as well. Next up, we have the apps. In the apps, first of all, you can see that we have this unique option, which is the dual apps. The dual apps will let you use a dual instance of a certain application. For example, the Facebook, WhatsApp, Twitter, Instagram, or Messenger. You can use a dual instance of all these applications, which means you can use a second account in all these applications on one device. Any application that supports a dual instance will appear in the list of recommended applications under the screen, and you can turn it on and start using a second account right away. In the same apps option, we have the built-in app lock of the Poco M3. You can protect any application using this app lock. You don't need to use a third-party application lock to protect your data on the Poco M3. Next up, we have the additional settings. In the additional settings, first of all, we have the full screen display. I have already explained it. The button shortcuts, you can set the button shortcuts to perform certain tasks on your phone. For example, to turn off the screen, you have these choices. To turn on the notch, you have these button combinations. And to open the split screen, you have these button combinations on the Poco M3. You can just explore these options and set up these according to your own choice and liking. The quick ball will let you access the buttons and certain actions using a quick ball that appears on the screen of your phone. If the one-handed mode will let you use the phone with one hand if your both hands are busy. You can change the size of the one-handed mode screen from here. And then we have the clear speaker. If your speaker is producing a distorted sound, you can just turn on the clear speaker. It will take 30 seconds to clear all the distortions and noise from the speaker of your phone. In the end, we have the developer options in the additional settings. To enable the developer options, you will go to the About Phone section and you will tap the MIUI version of the phone for about 7 times to enable the developer options. Now, when I got the Poco M3, one of the worst things about this phone is that it has extremely slow animation. So what I did was I turned on the developer options and I turned off the animation scale for all the animations on this phone. See that I have turned off the window, transition and the animator animation scales. By default, these are set to 1x, but if you feel like your animations are too slow, you can turn these off and turn back on if you want. This is a slightly advanced feature, so make sure that you know what you are doing. Next up, we have the special features of this phone. We get the Game Turbo in this phone, which shows the real-time frame rate and boosts the gameplay. We have the video toolbox and the floating window that we have already talked about. The video toolbox is turned on this phone. Let me show you how the video toolbox works and what options do we get in the video toolbox of this phone. Okay, so this is a video toolbox. You can record, screenshot, cast, or change the sound effects of the video that is being played on your Poco M3. Okay guys, the last tip is to use the split screen windows on your phone. For example, I have launched a couple of applications including the Chrome and the YouTube on my Poco M3. Now I want to launch the split screen window. I will go to the recent applications and on the top I will click on split screen. Now I will drag and drop the Chrome in one window and I will select YouTube as the second window to use in the split screen mode on my Poco M3. To turn this mode off, I can just click on the exit here and it will turn off the split screen window as you can see on the screen. So guys, that is pretty much it with the tips and tricks of the Poco M3. I hope you guys found this video helpful. If you found this helpful, please make sure to hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't yet. If you have any tip that can help others, please drop it in the comments below. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the comment box below. With that said, I will sign off and see you all in the next one.